Hi, I'm Michelle Pegler of Gingy Makes Quilts. Today I have a really short video for you showing you how I like to iron my rows before I nest the seams together, sew them all together to make a finished quilt top. So let's get going. This is the project I am working on today. It's a quilt kit called Peace and Love from Blueprint or Craftsy before they went out of business last year. As you can see, it features a heart in the middle made out of mostly quarter square triangles all set up into rows. So right now I'm at the part where I'm ironing my rows before I nest the seams and sew them all together. And in lots of quilt patterns, you're going to get to that point where you've got long rows of blocks and you need to iron the seams in alternating directions so that you can nest them together as you sew those rows all together. So first, just to get on the same page about ironing in general, I was going to show normal ironing technique that works really well. So I've got this piece here that I just sewed on for one of the corners of the heart. What you want to do is, with the right side still together, you want to set your seam, and I am using steam on the highest setting on my iron. So set the seam, just sit it on top of that seam for a couple seconds, and then you use your iron to kind of roll it open to that side that you've picked. And you could go onto the back here and press it open if you want to. I'm probably just going to leave that to one side, but that's generally a really good technique to get flat seams. So now let me show you what it looks like when we do whole long rows, because it can kind of get a little bit cumbersome. So what I like to do is decide which way my rows are going to go. So for instance, I will be ironing the top row here left, and then the next row right. So I'll set this bottom row aside, and this is my left and my right. So it might be a little confusing on the camera, but you can think about this in the same way when you're doing ironing. So this row, I want to iron to the left, and my way of remembering is if I'm ironing to the left, I want to hold on to the left. So I'm going to grab the left side of my long row and hold it up in front of me and lay down that first block, right sides together. So you see that I'm kind of laying it so that I can get access to that seam. So I need to set my seam and then iron it toward that direction. And I'm going to do the same thing for the other seams on this row. So they're all going to go the same direction, and by holding it here at the top, it just goes really fast to get through that whole row. This section only has 4 blocks, but you can use the same method for doing any number of blocks in a long row. Just remember that rule of if you're ironing to the left, you're going to hold on to the left. So now I'll show you with the next row where these are going to be ironed to the right, which means I'm going to hold on to the right. So I'm going to grab my right side, and again, start at the bottom, work my way across the row. And sometimes I'll flip it over just to make sure I didn't ruin any other seams as I was pressing. This one got a little folded, but overall this looks really good. You could just hit the backside of all those seams again if you want. That is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. If anyone has a better technique or any comments on my technique of how you like to iron your rows before attaching them together, please let me know. If you want to hear more from me in the future, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.